Amid a burning battlefield on a forgotten alien moon, a small child hides beneath shattered metal. His eyes glow faintly, blue with fear. His species, once conquerors, have fled. No one came back for him. But then, a shadow looms above. Not a monster. A human. You're safe now, little one. I promise. The war between the Zarkarii Empire and the Human Alliance had left hundreds of systems in ruins. Most survivors evacuated months ago. But on Moon Virex 7, something was left behind. A child named Karin. He wasn't like the others. His bloodline was considered weak, a flaw. His people rejected him. Soldiers passed by. No one cared. He was just another burden. Karin wandered ruins, eating scraps and drinking toxic rainwater. His skin burned. His voice grew silent from screaming. Drones scanned the area, but ignored him. Meanwhile, far above, Commander Elara Mitchell led a human search and rescue mission. Her crew picked up a weak life sign. Low biomass. Alien origin. Infant age bracket. Most of the team hesitated. We're here for our own. Let the scavengers deal with it. But Elara's eyes narrowed. That's still a child. Suit up. We're going down. They landed in a thunderstorm. The wreckage shifted. Then, they saw him. Barely breathing. Elara stepped forward. No weapons. No fear. He's just a child. She knelt, took off her helmet, and whispered, "We're not your enemies. We're your hope." Elara gently picked up the frail alien child, who trembled in her arms. His skin was too cold, his pulse weak. He hadn't spoken yet, just stared with wide, glowing eyes full of terror. Her squad stood in stunned silence. "Ma'am, we can't bring that thing aboard. He could be a bioweapon." "He's a kid," Elara snapped. "I don't care what species he is." She wrapped him in a thermal blanket and carried him to the shuttle. The onboard medic scanned him. "His name's Karin. At least that's what his translator chip gave us. Malnourished. No implants. No tracking beacons. He's just left behind." Karin winced at every sudden noise. He hadn't slept in days. When Elara offered food, he didn't move. Only when she sat beside him, eating slowly, did he finally reach out with shaky hands. He mimicked her movements, chewing cautiously. When he coughed, she rubbed his back like a mother. Slowly, the ice around him began to melt. Tears rolled down his cheeks. "Gone," he whispered in broken basic. "They gone." Elara's heart cracked. She held his tiny clawed hand gently in hers. "Well, you've got us now." Back at the orbital base, Karin's presence caused chaos. "Why is there a Zarkarii aboard? You brought that into a human vessel." Elara stood firm. "He's not our enemy. He's a child who was thrown away." The commander of the base called her to the war room. "You just gave ammunition to every anti-alien protest group out there. I need you to hand him over to the Interstellar Council." "No," she said. "If they get him, they'll put him in a cage. I won't let another soul rot alone in a cell." Karin clung to her leg. The entire station watched. Elara kneeled and picked him up again. "If no one else will protect him, then I will." Elara's defiance made headlines across the galactic net. Human officer shields alien child. Some praised her, but many condemned her. Inside the base, tension simmered. Soldiers whispered. Eyes followed Karin everywhere. But Elara never let go of his hand. She set up a private room for him near her quarters, filled with soft lights and Earth-made toys. Karin didn't understand them at first. He stared at the teddy bear like it might bite. But that night, she found him hugging it in his sleep. Training sessions went on as normal, but the pressure grew. Admiral Heston called her in. "You're risking your command for a creature. He's more human than half the officers on this base," she replied calmly. They gave her 1 week. 1 week to prove Karin wasn't a threat. So she trained him. Not in weapons, but in trust. She taught him how to speak full sentences. How to ask instead of hiding. How to laugh, even if his giggles sounded strange. And then it happened. A minor system fire broke out in the lower reactor bay. The emergency team was trapped, suffocating. While alarms blared, Karin ran into the chaos without thinking. His small size let him crawl into vents and override the jammed door from inside. 3 lives were saved. "He's a hero," someone whispered. Elara just smiled. "Told you." Karin's rescue turned the tide. For the first time, humans smiled at him instead of flinching. Soldiers offered fist bumps. Engineers let him watch their work. The boy who was once unwanted now had a place. But the peace didn't last. A Zarkarii warship entered the system. Not to rescue him, but to erase him. They called it a genetic purge. They broadcast one message: return the defective, or be considered enemies of the Empire. The base froze. Do we fight for one child? Alara stood before the command staff. You're asking the wrong question. Do we surrender our humanity to appease monsters? Karin watched it all, and he understood. He wasn't just in danger, they were now too. He walked to the center of the room and said, clearly, if I go, you live. I don't want anyone hurt. Not again. Alara knelt in front of him. You don't have to go. We protect our own. And the base agreed. Shields powered up. Fighters scrambled. They wouldn't give him up. Not now. Not ever. The Zarkarii ship opened fire. Plasma blasts rocked the base. Human pilots engaged in a fierce dogfight above the planet. Alara led ground coordination, eyes never leaving Karin's location on the security feed. Karin sat silently, watching the chaos he never wanted. But then, their defense grid overloaded. A breach opened in the outer hull. Karin's room was in its path. Alara heard the alert and ran. Through collapsing corridors, fire, and smoke. She reached him as the bulkhead tore open. Hold on, she screamed, grabbing him midair before the vacuum pulled him away. Emergency doors sealed just in time. They lay on the floor, coughing, alive. You came, he whispered. I always will, she said. Later, with systems failing, Alara had one last plan. They couldn't hold out forever, so she called for help. A public transmission across the galaxy. This child was abandoned by his own. We didn't turn him away. If that makes us enemies to tyrants, so be it. But if you still believe in compassion, stand with us. And one by one, ships responded. Dozens of ships emerged from hyperspace. Not war fleets, but rescue vessels, human colonies, refugee networks, even a few brave alien sympathizers. One message repeated across all channels. We stand with the child. The Zarkarii, shocked at the defiance, tried one last strike. But the unified fleet overwhelmed them. They retreated, their pride shattered by the one thing they feared most: unity. After the battle, Karin walked beside Alara, hand in hand. The base was being rebuilt. He wasn't hiding anymore. He wore a human insignia on his chest, honorary crew member, rescue division. Children on the base followed him around, asking questions. Is your skin really that color? Can you breathe in space? Karin laughed, not with fear, but with joy. He had found something his kind never gave him. Family. In time, Karin would grow to be a diplomat, a bridge between two species once locked in war. But he never forgot the one soldier who saw him not as an alien, but as a child in need. The galaxy remembered that day as the spark of something new. Not war, but hope.